Hello, 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 hello. Okay, testing, testing. Okay, I'm getting feedback. Hey, we got a viewer. Just doing some sound checks, making sure that my sound is coming through. All right, check, check. Sound is working. Looks like we have sound. So, let's get this started. So, today, it was a pretty windy day at work. It's yeah, it's been kind of not stressful, just kind of hard on the one porter who's left at the location, one of the locations I work at. He's having to do everything himself, and that really sucks because they actually fired the other porter that was with him. Apparently, he failed a drug test. Terrible stuff. And he was an old guy, like I want to say, like in his 60s, older gentleman. He was very slow. He actually talked very slow as well. But yeah, he got fired, which sucks because, like I said, that one porter who was helping me out, he's having to do a lot of other things. So I actually bought him some breakfast, got him a sausage biscuit. I was like, "Here, man, I appreciate everything you do. I know it's just you now, and hopefully, with their new building, they'll hire some more people to help them out." But I mean, who knows? That place is very all over the place. So yeah, it's weather's been turning. It's cold. Not really cold, just it's been getting really windy. So that's one thing that I've been dealing with. Wind. Yep. It's not much to rant about with work. I mean, other than what it is, I mean, the new cars have just been coming in. Like the other day I had it down to, I want to say, 30 something new cars left to shoot. And I come in the next day and the list jumps up to 53. I'm just like, what in the world? Where are all these new cars coming from? I mean, they've already got their lot completely packed. They actually are storing some of their new cars at another dealership's lot because their new building is still not finished. And so I actually had to go to that other lot and do like a whole bunch of work. I did like over 22 cars over there. Spent basically the whole day just shooting their cars at someone else's lot. But I mean, when I talk about shooting, it's what I do is I take with new cars, it's 20 photos, 6 videos. And with used cars, it's 40 photos and 6 videos. So, yeah, it takes some time to do them. And then I'm having to deal with I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the software or even if it's the phone itself because we use our cell phones to take photos. Some of the photos, they're coming out flipped sideways and they don't show up like that when I get the preview of the shot I just took. And, the guy that I talked to who we're using the software for, he gave me a call. He was like, "Hey, look, when you're shooting the photos, be sure, to have your phone a certain way and everything like that because the photos are coming out sideways on some of them. Like it's only like one or two, but it's been happening a lot to a lot of vehicles. Like there was like 12 at one dealership, and the dealership that I like to not really complain about, but just have a lot of bothersome issues with. They had like over 30 vehicles with at least one or two photos that were flipped sideways. I'm just like, I mean, how else should I hold the phone? I mean, I'm holding it sideways already because we hold it landscape to take our photos. But it's just It's just crazy. I mean, there should be some kind of way for me to be able to actually edit those photos, but there's not. All I'm able to do is just take the photos, upload them to the website, and attach them to whatever vehicle they are. And after that, it's out of my hands. I don't add any banners. I don't do any photoshopping because most of the dealerships around here, the first like 6 photos of the vehicle, they Photoshop around it so you don't see any of the background, just the vehicle on a white background. There's only one dealership, the one that I complain about, as you could say, that actually doesn't do that. So I have to make sure that the vehicle is around other vehicles and it's not like in the grass or really showing any of the like landscape or anything. Because I mean, I work in an area where there's snow and everything like that. So I mean, if you're seeing pictures of a vehicle in snow and it's summer and you're looking for a car and you're like, well, this car hasn't been sold since it's last snowed. So that's one thing we got to think about when we're taking our photos. But it's a pretty simple job. I wouldn't say simple, but it's once you get the hang of it, it can go by pretty quickly if you know what you're doing. But yeah, it's been a good week. Got a lot done. Got a lot caught up. Like the other dealership that I actually like going to, I'm way caught up. Like their list still shows a bunch of cars, but the cars aren't there. So the car's not there, I can't shoot it. So I've basically cleaned their lot out like twice this week, used and new cars. Because now I'm just waiting for them to finish detailing, inspecting their used cars and have them lined up. The other place, it's very, very organized with what they do. Whenever they get a car finished, detailed, cleaned, inspected, they have it on one side of the building and the keys are at the front desk. And when I come in, go to the desk and they're like, hey, here's some keys. Check if you need to photograph these. And it's just like that. I have the keys. I know where the car is. I don't have to go looking for it. And with the new cars, all the keys are on the board of the vehicles that are on the lot. I mean, I could just go to my paper, the sheet that I print out and check which cars and everything like that. But I actually like checking every single vehicle on the lot, just walking the lot, marking my paper, what cars are actually here, and just grabbing those keys. So I'm not grabbing keys that may be in the shop or, they may be still need to be PDI'd, which means inspected, basically. I can't remember exactly what PDI means. Or if it's still wrapped in plastic, because when the vehicles come in new off the big truck, they actually are sometimes wrapped with like plastic wrap. So, sometimes their keys are on the board already and the cars aren't completely ready. But yeah, it's way organized at that location. Way organized. Like it's even a more, I guess, work friendly environment. I could talk to anyone there. I don't have any issues with the management. GM knows me by name. The other location, everyone except the porter that I talk to calls me the picture guy. They don't actually call me by my name. They're like, hey, picture guy. Even the salesman, hey, picture guy, you got any keys? I'm like, yeah, I got keys. But I mean, even the other salesman at the other dealership, the one I actually like going to, when they come up to me, they're like, hey, Joe, you got any keys or anything like that? Or there was actually a car I was taking photos of one day, and one of the salesmen was like, hey, Joe, what car do you have? And, I checked the key, and he was like, man, I'm looking for this one. I was like, well, let me take a couple more photos because I'm almost done. He was like, all right, man. So he sat there, waited. I took the photos, handed him the keys. I'm like, it's all yours. It's like everyone knows my name at that location. And I only know like 3 people's names because I'm bad with names. I know the GM. I know the guy at the front desk, Josh. I know the guy in the back, Matt, because, I've actually got my oil change there. So I get employee discount with that, everything. So works out pretty well for me. When it comes to vehicle maintenance, I don't have to go look for a mechanic. They kind of help me out. I get that employee discount on parts, labor. So it's a pretty good deal. All right. Well, enough about work. Let's start the show. You're gonna play? There we go. All right. That's enough of that. All that fake clapping. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Let's go through my Google feed, see what kind of news Google's giving me here. What do you want to tell me, Google? Let's see here. Cyberpunk 2077, the final preview. Man, this is where I wish I had a PS4. Let's see here. This is from IGN.com by Tom Marks. It was updated November 19th at 5:50 p.m. Let's see here. It took me roughly 6 hours of playing to reach Cyberpunk 2077's opening title card. Wow. That was 6 hours of the 16 I got to play earlier this week. Even after countless adrenaline-filled shootouts, compelling conversations, and weirdly abundant dildos. I feel like I only started to scratch below the surface of what's here. Night City is dense and stunning, and this mammoth RPG is packed with a multitude of mechanics. Man, I am just so stoked for this game. Like, I used to play Cyberpunk 2020, tabletop, character sheets, pen and paper, dice, and all that with a couple friends of mine, man. And that's just such a fun game. You know, I play D&D, but Cyberpunk, there's just something more fun in Cyberpunk. Being able to augment your character with like biomechanics, weapons, stuff like that. It's just so much cool. Ahead of its launch on December 10th, developer CD Projekt Red let me go hands-on on a full 16-hour spread across 2 days. Started from the very beginning, picking up from its 3 life path. He went with the Corpo, apparently. Yeah, I think you can go Corpo, Solo, and oh god, it escapes me. There's a third class that you could do. Oh, I want to say it so bad, but my brain just went blank. Corpo? Solo. Okay, well, go check it out. Cyberpunk 2077. Let's see here. By Uprocks. Here's a headline for you. Barack Obama explains his love for Bob Dylan for YouTube React Twins. Interesting. Among Us teases a new airship map from IGN.com. I've played a couple games of Among Us. You know, I downloaded the app. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun game to play. I like it. Here's some more music news by the Rolling Stone. Flashback. Bob Dylan sings an impromptu Yesterday with George Harrison in 1970. There's a YouTube link to it. It's by Andy Green of the Rolling Stone. May 1st, 1970, just weeks after the world learned that the Beatles were breaking up, Harrison and Bob Dylan met at Columbia Studio B in New York City, joined by bassist Charlie Daniels and drummer Russ Kunkel. Their stated purpose was to start working on Dylan's album New Morning, but midway through the day, they switched gears and started jamming on old favorites. And that'd be kind of fun. Just to jam with like Bob Dylan or something like that. I've done a couple Bob Dylan covers. If you go through my cover list. Oh, wow. Here we go. This is AV Club, news.avclub.com. We can't stop thinking about Vince Vaughn's regular D&D game with Regis Tom Morello. Now that's cool. Vince Vaughn is a cool actor. Tom Morello is a great guitar player, and they both play D&D, a semi-regular D&D session. Wow. It's so crazy to think that a lot of actors and stuff like that do play D&D. I mean, Vin Diesel's a big thing. His big thing is he loves the game because it kind of helps him with acting and stuff like that, which makes sense. I mean, even Joe Manganiello, he did the whole War of the Dragons campaign, which is referenced in this article. Let's see what other stuff we have going on here. Here's some local Milwaukee news. It's where I'm located, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our spaces are much different from a local bar. Arts group demand better communications on COVID rules from the city. It's from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel by Piet Levy. After losing $7.5 million during the pandemic, the Milwaukee Repertory Theater was ready to take its first step towards reopening. Oh, I have to subscribe to get the rest of the article. No, thank you, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Well, I'm not seeing any more interesting articles. So let's get our consultant on the phone. This is our favorite consultant. Let's see if I can get him on the phone here.
Hello.
Hey, Zeke Alvarez, what's going on? You were on the air, and what do you got in the news of comic book movies? What are we going with today?
All right, so I looked up what movies are coming out for the MCU and Sony Marvel. So there's Black Widow that's coming out, I believe, probably first.
Black Widow movie? Yeah, that one's
a new leak for Black Widow. She's going to have a romantic interest in the film. And
that's interesting.
Called Rick Mason. Not too familiar with that. He's a SHIELD agent and ally to Black Widow.
That'll be interesting to see.
So that movie should be pretty good. They're gonna move it to some sort of streaming service, kind of like how Wonder Woman's getting pushed to HBO Max as well.
Yeah, most of the DC is.
So they might do Black Widow on Disney Plus, probably with the theatrical release, so that more people can, view it because of the whole
that
thing
makes
going
sense.
on.
Which, I mean, if you do have Disney Plus, you'll still have to buy a premium package just to watch movies like that. Because I actually, I have Disney Plus, and I went to actually I wanted to watch the Mulan movie to see how bad everyone was saying it was, but I couldn't watch it because I didn't have the premium package added to it.
So it looks like the villain's going to be Taskmaster. Or she'll at least come face to face with that.
Okay, yeah, Taskmaster's a pretty interesting villain. He's the one who can mimic other people's fighting styles. Yeah,
all right. So next, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
That looked interesting. I mean, I never read any of the comics, but just seeing the news about that looked pretty interesting.
Yeah. And that'll go hand in hand with people of color having a more screen presence kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the actor, I'm not too sure. It says something about maybe the Mandarin, possibly, and that's
as
a
the
character
villain?
who's sort of already in.
sort of already established, right?
Yeah,
And is it going to be the same actor from the other movies, or is it going to be someone who's going to be?
I don't think he
the
was
actual
actually the Mandarin, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing where he was or he
Yeah, it was
wasn't
like
the
an
Mandarin.
actor or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
In the Iron Man movies, that's where it came from.
Simu Liu is the actor that's taking on the role of Shang-Chi.
Okay, interesting.
Looks pretty dope. So that's going to be like a 2021 release. I mean, all of these are. So
Yeah,
the
of
next
course.
movie, The Eternals.
Okay, yeah. Got Angelina Jolie in that one.
So yeah, we've got Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Bjorn Thierry Henry, Salma Hayek, Kit Harington.
Not too versed in the Eternals, but I know what they are. They're like the gods who created the Marvel universe, basically.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be some sort of really cosmic movie, probably a little bit more fantasy than Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like it may be a little bit more.
It'll be up my alley for sure, because they'll be really fantasy-like.
Mm-hmm. Almost closer to like Thor-like fantasy, because Thor's very mythological.
So they're scheduled for reshoots to complete their film. Big news: Spider-Man 3.
That's actually what I've been waiting for.
So it's gonna have 3 Spider-Mans in it.
Is it confirmed though?
Probably.
There's talks.
That's still a big
There's
probably.
talks about Tobey Maguire, because I heard that Tobey Maguire actually is talking to them about either cameoing it or actually
the new costume, Halloween costume leak shows, a costume for Venom and a costume for Carnage.
Sweet. That was a badass comic, man. I love the comic with the Carnage and Venom story arc.
So this is going to be a Doctor Strange in it. Jamie Foxx is Electro.
Yeah, and he said no blue Electro.
Shit, I'm down for it.
Yeah, he said he was going to be hopefully more true to the comics.
I guess they filmed a bunch of stunts recently.
Yeah, so yeah, hopefully it is confirmed that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire will be in it, because that would be really cool. I mean, they've already done a kind of multiverse with the Spider-Man, the cartoon with Miles Morales.
Yeah. Which I think they're going to make a second one for that.
Yeah, that's what
they're smart.
I've seen talks of it. But yeah, definitely a live action multiverse.
Thor, cool. Love and Thunder.
It's
going to be badass.
Yeah, we're getting a Jane Foster Thor. It's going to be interesting.
Chris Pratt's in it because it's going to be like cosmic again.
Yeah, I heard he's going to be part of it too. Because I mean, Thor was actually hanging out with the Guardians of the Galaxy at the end of Endgame. So
Tessa Thompson returns as Valkyrie. Natalie Portman's reprising Jane Foster, and Christian Bale. He's going to be the main villain, which a lot of people are suspecting is Beta Ray Bill.
That would be kind of dope. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be freaking awesome.
Christian Bale's Beta Ray Bill. I mean, he did have. Right. There was a bit of a reference to him in what was that? The second Ragnarok movie. There was like a statue of his head in that gladiator world.
So next up is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I've actually heard that Tobey Maguire was going to make cameos in that as well.
So Elizabeth Olsen's gonna reprise her role as Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
She just wrapped up filming on WandaVision.
Yeah, the WandaVision show is actually supposed to be kicking off the next phase.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, as soon as it comes out, I'll be all over it since I have Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool because isn't it filmed by Sam Raimi?
I'm not quite sure.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Well, that's why everyone keeps talking about Spider-Man's maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool that they brought back Sam Raimi to do this third Spider-Man movie because he did the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. That's just kind of like circling back.
Mean, that means hopefully they'll get Bruce Campbell a cameo.
Oh, you know he's gonna get Campbell a cameo. I mean, him and Bruce are like best friends.
Yeah.
He's been in just about everything Sam Raimi.
So next up, Black Panther 2 will not reproduce Chadwick Boseman digitally.
Yeah, I read that. Which, I mean, I think that's pretty...
though, like, what if, like, M'Baku, that guy, he becomes the next Black Panther?
Well, you know, in the comic books, it's his
sister as well.
Yeah, in the comic book, it's his sister who actually... I mean, it's kind of sad that we had that loss because they were actually talking about doing a whole... possibly bringing the X-Men
into that lore so hard if that had not happened.
Yeah, because there was talks of actually bringing the X-Men in that way because of Storm. Yeah, Storm and Black Panther were an item. So that was actually one of the ways they were going to bring the X-Men in.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I'm thinking WandaVision is actually supposed to be bringing the X-Men in.
All right, which I pulled up MCU theory. X-Men Rogue might be Captain Marvel 2 villain.
Oh.
Which would be a nice setup.
Yeah, because then Rogue would take her powers and become the Rogue that's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Who could fly and has super strength and takes powers. Because Rogue is just a mutant. Her mutant power is basically
honestly, I think
powers.
Anna Paquin's the right age now to be a fully fledged Rogue kind of character.
You mean the one who played her in the original X-Men?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because she was an older version of Rogue in the comic books. Already fleshed out.
So yeah, also Captain Marvel 2, that's still in the MCU future.
I'm actually thinking I might go back and watch Captain Marvel again.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They fired James Gunn and then they brought him back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which was dumb. Mm-hmm.
It was. It was a bunch of... I want to say it was a bunch of nonsense, but then it wasn't because it's all like, meh.
Right now, James Gunn is putting together Suicide Squad also.
Hello, Mateo. Hello, Alex. We got people in the chat. Yeah, the Suicide Squad. That's I'm interested in that.
I guess Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to come out 2020.
Yeah, there's a lot that was supposed to come out in 2020, but that got shut down quick.
Yeah, this would have been the perfect year for everyone to put 2020 on their merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Except instead we got bullshit.
It's like the whole world just taking a year off, basically.
Mm-hmm. Couple years maybe. So Ant-Man 3, let's see, everything you need to know. Of course, Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Old Man Ant-Man. He'll be in it, of course. Michael Douglas.
Hank Pym.
Oh, there's a good name. Possible King the Conqueror in this one.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
That would make sense, too, since they're doing weird multiverse sort of things.
King the Conqueror, I actually heard that Keanu Reeves was thrown up for a possibility for that role.
Kang the Conqueror?
Yeah,
That would be sick.
but I've also heard that Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves is actually going to happen.
You know, that's for sure. I'm in a DC chat and we've been talking about that.
Yes, that was really cool because I love that first Constantine movie. It was pretty badass. I mean, I really didn't know much about Constantine before then, but then I started reading up on it, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is good!"
Fantastic Four MCU reboot gets huge.
Oh man, I'm so. I can't say I'm done with the Fantastic Four, but I'm done with them trying with the Fantastic Four because the first time they tried, it was good. Then it got real campy and cheesy with the second and third one. Mm-hmm. The Silver Surfer one was good. The third one was just meh. There was a third one, right?
Someone's saying that could be a possible 2023 release for Fantastic Four, so they'll start working on it next year.
And that reboot that they did with those other actors, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic, I do not like him as an actor at all.
I don't think I like him as a person.
Like he was in he was in these other films that turned a book to film movies, and I didn't like him in those movies either.
So here's an article predicting the MCU's X-Men team lineup.
Oh, here we go.
Starting with Cyclops, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Storm.
Okay.
Iceman, which I've heard talks of. What's his name as Iceman?
What's his
Shia LaBeouf.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be. Rogue. Angel.
Okay.
Nightcrawler.
This sounds like a pretty good lineup for a beginning so far.
That's what they have so far. That's it, actually. Which is enough for a good movie to start off.
I was reading something about Quicksilver coming back in WandaVision, but they weren't sure if it was the Quicksilver from those movies or the Quicksilver from the Fox movies. So, I mean, that's going to be interesting to see. Because, like I said, WandaVision...
What if both of them show up since they're connected characters?
Yeah, because, I mean, WandaVision is supposed to be, like I said, jumping off the next phase, but also introducing X-Men. That's what I've kept reading. WandaVision is going to be introducing the X-Men. So what else do you got for me?
Let's see. So, the Blade in the MCU.
Okay.
Let's see. Mahershala Ali.
Oh, we're not bringing Wesley Snipes back?
No, we're not bringing him back. He's got too many tax problems.
Oh, man. He was a good-ass Blade.
No, I'm sure that's resolved. And actually, he wanted to do the role.
Yeah, he even said that he'd be back for it if they offered it to him.
But, I mean, I guess, they wanted to go with a younger, fresh actor, which, I mean, still makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Since they're creating their own world,
Yeah.
The guy was so awesome. What was he in? I forgot. Blade. Not Blade. Damn.
Let's say, what was he in the TV show Blade? Because that
No.
great.
What was that show? Power Man.
Power Man.
Luke Cage.
Oh.
Yeah, he was one of the bad guys in Luke Cage, and he was fucking awesome. He was very sinister.
Okay. I'm getting some feedback in the chat saying people hate working with Wesley on set.
Yeah. Allegedly, he choked out the director, but he is refuting that. So, and it's that one fat comedian who's saying this right now. What's that one stumpy guy? More of the TV show stuff. WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
For Disney Plus. They wrapped up filming for that.
Yeah. Is there a release on that yet?
What's that?
Is there a release date on that yet?
Premiere date is January 15th.
Okay. So I'll definitely be talking about that once it comes out. I've actually been keeping up with The Mandalorian. That's been fun to watch. It's been very fun to watch.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that as well. I heard that he's
Let's see
actually
who
not
takes
going to
up
be.
the shield.
Yeah, he's not going
I
to be
don't think
getting.
either of them should get
No,
the shield. I
well-
think they should have that other blonde guy.
Well, the thing is, he's not going to get the shield at the beginning. Like they're actually having someone else. This is what I've read, that someone else is going to be Captain America. And he actually has to
That
prove
totally
himself.
makes sense. Like
He has to prove
and
himself to
be
take the
in
shield.
line with the comics and stuff.
Because there was a second Captain America
That's an
before
early
Falcon.
2021 release for that. Loki TV show. That might be kind of cool. I wasn't that interested. I didn't watch Thor: The Dark World or anything like that.
Those are pretty good. Those are some of my favorites of the MCU movies.
I'll
The
have
Thor
to actually
movies.
go back and watch that. That's one of the ones I haven't watched.
They're pretty
Besides
good.
a lot of the TV show stuff.
Ragnarok's really good. I really liked Ragnarok.
Yeah. This is a lot cooler right now. The Marvel What Ifs are going to come out.
Are those going to be cartoons or actual live action?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
Because I read something that they were going to be animated, but then I read that they're going to be live action. So it's like, I'm not really sure what they're going to be. Are they going to be like full on movies or just like.
Oh, it's going to be animated. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's going to be animated.
Yeah,
like-
it'd be too much to like make little mini movies.
Yeah. Basically TV series movies.
Hawkeye.
Is he getting a TV show or a movie?
TV show.
Oh, okay.
2022
We're in the TV
release.
shows. Okay. That's going to be kind of cool. I've read a lot of Hawkeye comics, and
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel's getting a TV show. Okay.
The one with the big fists.
The Big Fist and
And that's,
Thunderbolt.
undoubtedly going to be a person of color cast as that role.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not to be confused with Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel. Completely different
Mhm.
character. Completely different powers. Which I don't even know how she got
Moon
her
Knight.
powers.
Who did they tap for that? Oscar Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, I think, too. Yeah.
No,
Moon
we
Knight.
talked about this in our phone call where we
Oh,
just
yeah.
talked for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we do that. I mean, this is our platform now to do that.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Okay.
Yep. Tatiana Maslany. I looked at a couple pictures. She looks pretty cool.
Okay. Is she? Is
And
that the
that's,
one
of
that
course,
was a?
gonna still be
I was gonna say,
Bruce Banner's cousin.
was she the MMA fighter that they were talking about getting,
Um,
or an actor? Because I know I heard that they were going to talk about trying to find an MMA fighter to play the part.
she's a Canadian actress
Okay, so they got an actress.
on the series Orphan Black. I didn't check that out, but she looks good.
Okay.
Let's see what else. That's it for TV show stuff. Now Sony Morbius, of course.
That looked pretty interesting. I never really
Yeah,
read any of the comics.
Mr.
about
Leto
Morbius.
gonna try and redeem the Joker.
But she's actually getting more Joker time now in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, we'll have to do another DC Part 2 for that.
Yeah, definitely.
More updates for sure.
Mm-hmm. Tune in next week for more DC talk.
Let's see, what's the last thing on my thing? Oh, Venom 2, of course. Because the logo, they're saying that looks mysteriously a lot like Andrew Garfield's logo, kind of skewered.
Really?
Uh-huh. And they're thinking Venom 2 might be connected to Spider-Man 3, where possibly Andrew Garfield, it takes on to him.
So maybe Venom was actually taking place in Andrew Garfield's
Possibly.
Spider-Man universe? That's
Possibly.
interesting. That's interesting. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Woody Harrelson is Carnage, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
and
man. That's
he
gonna be
shaves
so
his hair
good.
so he doesn't have a stupid curly wig anymore.
Well,
so it
you
makes sense.
Well, in the comics, he actually did have the curly hair at first.
Yeah. It looked so dumb and the
It did
post
look kind of
credits.
goofy.
Yeah.
but still.
That's all I have for Marvel, Disney, and Sony.
All right, man. Well, anything you want to say as you wrap it up?
Yeah, the the Avengers video game is failing miserably, and that's laughable because it looked dumb.
I've seen a lot of YouTube clips about how broken it is.
Oh man. But I think the new next gen Spider-Man games are probably going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Miles Morales
But that's
edition
all
is
they've
pretty
got
cool.
going for them. Ultimate Alliance 3 was a utter failure to me. So boring.
Really?
Me and my sister loved the first 2 games, but when we tried the third one, we were like, what the hell is this?
Damn.
The cameras are broken too. That's the worst part.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Hopefully they get their video games in order.
All right, man. Well,
I'll talk to you later.
later. It's good to have you on the show, and we'll get back in touch with you next week. We'll do some DC
All right,
talk.
man. All right. Peace
Later.
out.
All right. Well, that was our comic book movie segment. So now I'd like to bring out a special guest, good friend of mine. He was in some bands actually. Well, I can't say some bands. He was in my band at one point, and we did some music together. But let's see if I can get him on the phone here. I'd like to bring on JT White now. He is 31. He's a line cook, lives in Huntsville, Alabama, skateboard enthusiast, plays guitar, good guitarist. He's into retro gaming. I see a lot of it on Instagram and his Facebook.
Hello?
JT White, welcome. You were on the air. I am blasting some Welcome to Paradise for you as you're on the phone right now, man. Welcome to Paradise.
Here.
All right, JT. So, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing all right, man. You know, I'm doing this cool weather so far. You know, it's a drastic change, you know, from the 80 degrees to the quick 50 degrees all up in the last 2 weeks. You know, other than that, pretty good, though.
Yeah, I could understand the weather. I've had to overcome a huge weather change coming out here to Milwaukee, of all places. When I moved out here from California, there was like 3 feet of snow. And I was just like, oh my God, I've never seen so much snow in one place.
Right.
Yeah, so I had to learn how to get acclimated to that and learn how to stand out in the snow and shoot cars because, man, that was rough. But yeah, so I wanted to bring you on the air, and we're going to talk a little bit about one of the things you're into, skateboarding.
Yes, sir.
Skateboarding. So, I had a big list of questions and stuff like that. So I just kind of want to not go through them basically, but just let's start with what got you interested in skateboarding?
Man, being honest, just growing up, it might have been the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater video game on the PS1.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, as one of the first real introductions and, seeing the trend roll skating magazines in the stores. I was like, you know what? That's something we could do after just bringing, this new thing into to the young kids, via the PS1 and 64. It was just something new and exciting. It's like, you know what? We could do this too. Let's try it. And that's basically how I got started. It was like around, was it 98 or 99? So yeah.
One second. Let me switch something out here. Putting you on the other channel so that way I could adjust your volume.
All right.
All right, there we go. Yeah, you're on the other channel now, so I can actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, now I can adjust your volume because I can't hear you. I could hear you, but it wasn't very loud, so I'm not sure how well the people could hear you. So I just put you on my other channel that has actual volume control. So
okay.
let's see here. What other questions did I actually send you? Let's see here. It says you grew up in an army family. That must have been fun and tough at the same time.
Oh, for sure. Not too much moving around, but just enough to keep you busy on your toes.
Yeah. So you basically your family was stationed in Huntsville the whole time, right?
Yes.
That's always a good thing.
Oh, for sure. It's, pretty quiet town,
Yeah, I grew up there, so there's not a lot of excitement. And when there is, people make a real big deal about it.
Though.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, when there is excitement, people make a big deal about it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so what was the first board you ever rode on?
Oh man, there's a little ratty, little mongoose straight from Walmart.
Mongoose. I actually remember that brand.
Oh yeah, literally, the thing was so heavy and clunky. Wasn't really concave. It was almost literally flat. So just like the grip tape was like non-existent.
Oh man.
So getting any kind of like ollie and any traction on there, it was so hard. But it's something you work towards.
Mhm.
You try to get those projects early on. If I could show my parents, I could appreciate that one. I know later on how to get a better one. So it turned out for the better. I said, I guess, what would you say? It was very humble in the beginning, humble beginnings.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think every beginning's a bit humble. People don't come out there
Oh, yeah.
with the best things, and if they do, they don't know what they're doing with it.
Right.
Yeah. So, I know there's a couple different types of skateboards out there. I mean, there's your regular street boards that you can find anywhere, but there's also longboards. Have you ever ridden a longboard?
I have not actually.
Yeah, because when I was out in California, I saw quite a bit of those people just riding along on longboards. And the thing about longboards that people are always telling me is that, like, you just kind of stand in the middle, kind of give it a bounce, and it kind of like pushes itself. So I'm like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. I just never had the interest in that one. I think it's a little intimidating, I'm being, 5'4". Those things are huge.
Yeah, they can get pretty big. Something I saw a lot out there in California as well were the motorized skateboards. Like people who
Oh, really?
Yeah, where they had the little just like the little remote in their hand and they just stand on their board and take off. Like, wow.
Okay, that I can get on board with that. No pun intended. That'd be something I have to check out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so what type of I know there's different types of skateboarding as well when it comes to like tricks and stuff like that, because I've played a lot of Tony Hawk games. I mean, there's like street boarding, there's the verts with the whole ramps and everything, and the grinding and the poles. So yeah,
yeah, there is.
What's your style?
Well, for the most part, man, it's a little bit a mix of both, really. Just growing up here in Huntsville, we didn't have access to the skate parks until really mid 2000s, really, when it kind of took off. But even still, they're mostly not too many vert ramps. It's mostly like street skating, a few rails, a couple risers, stairs, stuff like that. But for the most part, for me, it's just street for the most part, ramps, stairwells, anything you can get away with without getting busted by security.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're seeing in the like hotel parking lots and after school,
Yeah,
at the tech school.
Yeah. A good friend of ours back then in the day, Jeff Wagner, he always he was a skateboarder. He kept a thing of wax on him at all times because they just go out and find anything they can do. Always getting in trouble because they were always getting in trouble at the different churches with all the stairs.
They're made for skateboarding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's something you'd like to see like in the future of skateboarding?
I'd like to see where even more kids get involved earlier on. Like I know it's happening now, but like even like the inner city, you see skate parks throughout the city, not just in certain areas. Because right now, speaking of this in terms of Huntsville, it's in Madison, the bigger one, and we have our one, the Lee, one downtown in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Why not get some more urban areas? For those people, hey.
Yeah, I've been to that small one downtown, right next to the dog parks, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that one. I think I've been there.
Oh yeah, it's okay. That's the one I went to the most.
That's actually the one I went to, and I was like, I'm going to try my hand at skateboarding. And
how'd that go?
I went down the ramp, busted my ass, and said, I'm not this kind of person to do skateboarding.
Oh, it's intimidating. Even now, if I do that, take a nasty fall now, I'll just quit for the day. I'm done.
Oh yeah, that's right. We actually, our band did play skate park. I'm reminded of that by the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
Did you
played
guys do the one in
in-
Madison?
no, it was in Huntsville. It was in that warehouse.
Oh,
Yeah, we played with this ska band, this other punk band and the ska band, and we were the opener. Meridian Skate.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah, because my brother Milo, Dad
Mhm.
took him out there, and he was signing the release. And as soon as he finished signing the release, Milo walks up. Hey, I think my arm's broken. So yeah, he broke his arm as soon as my
Wow.
dad finished signing the release.
Wow, you can't make this up.
Yeah, it was crazy. That band was from New York that we played with. Okay, so
Nice.
I'm getting word from the chat that our band stole some of their shit. What are you talking about? I don't remember. Did we steal their equipment? I don't remember any of that. Whatever. I'm getting this from our correspondent, Zeke Alvarez, or Acrimonious. Okay, Zeke said he did. So that makes sense. That's why I don't remember, because he did.
Of course.
What a jackass. Okay, it got mixed up with our shit after this. It makes sense. Things do get mixed up, because I think we left our
for
shit
sure.
on stage. We didn't pack up our shit after we played.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I do remember playing that show. The thing I remember about that show is that day we're in Florence, so driving all the way to Huntsville is like an hour, depending on the traffic. So that day, that morning, I just bought a thing of blue dye, and my head was bleached, and I just ran my hand through half of my head and let it dry the whole drive there. And so as soon as I got to Meridian Park, I went to the bathroom and just washed my head out and dyed their whole sink blue. That's one thing I remember. And we also stayed up like that whole night before drawing CD covers for our CDs, because we had a stack of CDs we were trying to sell. I'm not even sure if we sold any, but we're just drawing.
Oh, the good old days.
We're drawing random pictures of our sleeves of that CD that you sent me a picture of.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's some old memory. I'm like, is it that long ago?
So did you test that CD? Does it work?
I did not actually. I'm going to do that later on. Believe it or not, I don't have access to like a CD-ROM, like a CD-ROM drive around here.
Oh man.
I've got Bluetooth connectivity, but no, nothing to
no
test
CD
this on
player
other
in
than
your
the car. There's one in the car, so we'll do that tonight.
Oh man.
It's not too bad. It's a little damage on the bottom, but not too bad.
It's like I
think it'll hold up.
I don't even play CDs in my car. I have one of those FM Bluetooth connectors, and I just play Spotify.
The transmitters?
Yeah.
There you go.
I play my Spotify. That's all I listen to. I've stopped buying CDs for so long.
Oh, they're on the rise again slowly, but not at the level like vinyl.
I mean, if anything, I'd like to try to get back into doing what I wanted to do and start buying records.
Nice.
So yeah, you actually did play with us back when we were trying to bring the band back. We were trying to bring it back, and it was you and Eder, and we're doing what we're always doing, having trouble finding a drummer.
Oh yeah, that's a couple, man. There was a ghost that we worked with. The one that lived over like near Washington Street. What was his name? Was it?
I can't remember, man. It's
yeah. This is 2010, 2009.
I think 2009, 2010, around that time. Yeah. Yeah.
And it might have been Chris. We practiced outside. And we had Chris, the older guy. He's the prep guy, I think, or was it Keith? I forget his name. Anyway, that was one of the guys we had, and that lasted a couple of practices.
A couple of practices, and actually one show at that bar. We played that open mic bar, and I was the drummer.
There you go. The station.
The station, yeah, and I played drums. Because that's
man, I almost forgot about that.
Honestly, the only reason I bought a drum set was so that we can have a drum set for a drummer, and I ended up just teaching myself how to play drums. Because I was like, fuck it.
Wow.
If we don't have a drummer, someone's got a drum.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did a couple.
I was actually...
Did we have a drummer?
We didn't have a drummer at all.
Wow.
We auditioned.
So literally just you filling in.
Yeah, we auditioned people, but they never worked for us. We also took that trip to Georgia. Zeke has just reminded me. The
Oh,
trip to
yeah.
Georgia. Went to the Waffle House, talked to that one guy.
Yeah, that's Southern West Productions.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that. That was a long trip because I had a whole bowl of chicken fingers in the back seat.
Wasn't that a Mazda we were driving? Was
Uh,
it Mazda? I think it was the Mazda we're in.
I think so. I'm not sure. I was in the back seat eating chicken fingers.
I was like, how do we loaded up all our gear in there too?
Oh, it was Zeke's.
Perform a couple songs for the guy?
It was Zeke's car. Zeke still letting me know it was his car that we were in.
Okay, so it was the Mazda. How do we load that up? We had like a 4 horse.
I think it was Zeke's. One of his ex-girlfriend, I think, knew those guys, and she got in contact with him, or he got in contact with her, and we ended up going out there to talk about it. We just brought acoustics with us, acoustic guitars and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And we played a couple songs for them, and then we never heard anything back from them because they were like, yeah, we're going to line up a show and everything, and we're going to do this, going to do that, and never got word back about anything.
There's a Christmas thing they're trying to do too. You guys mind playing Christmas music? I'm like, oh, really? That's where we're headed, man. Straight to Christmas music.
Man. Oh, man. You know, something else that I've seen that you're into is retro gaming. I see a lot of that on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
It is, man. I'll tell you what. That's something that, you know, it's weird. I've just always had those laying around, and magically the collection just keeps growing. It's funny as that sounds. I get gifted a lot of things.
As big as your collection is, man, wild. You should do something with it. I mean, there's always Twitch or YouTube. You know, do some.
You know what?
Make videos or do live streaming. I mean, I
never thought too much about that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
you might be able to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a thing. You know, especially on Twitch. A lot of people are doing that.
I did got a couple of things on the resume, and just to beat that in one life.
Oh, really?
The code. Yeah, there's no dying. Wow. Yeah.
That would be something I'd watch.
And,
yeah.
And it's that'd be something like 18 minutes.
Oh man.
That's one thing I can put. And another is the game Metroid, the very first one, not Super Metroid, but the standard Metroid.
Yeah.
On the NES. I can do that as well in one life.
Oh man. Dude, yeah, you've got skill, man. You should seriously showcase that.
Like, oh yes, I'm definitely interested.
I mean, I think all you need is like some good computer with the software to be able to screen capture. Yeah, and get the proper cables and everything. Unless you do emulator, you know, then you could just have it capture the emulator. There you go.
That's what I'm looking to for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If you start a YouTube channel, I would subscribe and watch your shit. I definitely would.
My brother.
Yeah, I mean,
I got some quality stuff. There's some quirkiness on there too, man. Some hidden gems in the collection, but also a lot of randomness, man. My one pet peeve with collecting though, I will not collect doubles. If I have 2 of one game, I'll either give it away or sell it or trade it. That's my one quirk.
There you go. That's pretty cool. I saw that you had that what was that? Was that a Super Nintendo handheld?
Yeah, so that is you have like the standard like emulation machines nowadays, but this is actual. It's like literally a portable NES and Sega Genesis and Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Retro Duo Portable. But it's literally reading the carts like physically.
That's
no emulation.
Shit. That is cool as shit, man.
Oh yeah, but it's a little clunky. It looks clunky. I go out with it, to the floor or whatever, anywhere I go. Crazy looks. I'm like, is that a Nintendo? I'm like, yes, it is. That's Nintendo. But yeah, it's literally a portable Nintendo.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, the retro consoles, they've really jumped up and stepped up and done some crazy things. Because I've seen the ones where it has like all the ports for like the Super Nintendo, the Sega, even has like the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance ports on the machine. I'm just like, wow, that's some pretty crazy stuff. And that's something I've always thought about doing. Like, I want to build a cabinet where all the systems are in it, and I just have to put a cartridge in here. But it looks like Someone already thought about it, made a business out of it.
Oh yeah, so they're working towards that now. I know that Nintendo can stay on top of it. They released actually their full library instead of just certain ones that they want on there.
Mhm.
They could probably pull it off themselves. But they're so, I don't know. The online service is okay for the online, like the Nintendo Switch, but it's only it's only a select few games. It's not all the games that you like Castlevania, Dracula's Curse, things like that. It's only a few. So it's like, maybe one day they'll release the entire library. But I don't know. I think they're trying to milk it for what they're doing now.
Yeah, I'm so out of the gaming thing. The last system I owned for myself was a PS3.
Nice.
I so wish I can get a PS4 because the game that I really want to play, that Cyberpunk 2077 game. Oh my god, I want to play that game so bad. Because I used to play the tabletop, man. I used to do the whole tabletop Cyberpunk 2020 with D10s,
Nice.
the whole gridlock gaming system, man. That was the thing. Used to play me, Zeke, a couple friends of ours, Richard. He ran the game. Yeah, we used to like spend nights at his house, like actually literally stay the night because we'd be gaming all night and drinking and just having fun. And we'd be like, "Oh man, it's like 1 a.m. Well, we're not going anywhere. We're drunk, so we just pass out in the living room. Next day, we might even play some more. Like we were super into some Cyberpunk, dude. Like some Cyberpunking. That was some fun shit.
Oh yeah. Through one memory, remember the Dot Hack series? Wasn't that what you were into?
Oh yes, I
remember that.
Into the Dot Hack series, dude. Like I played the first 3 games, and then I never did end up buying the 4th one. But yeah, the coolest thing about that game was the fact that when you beat the game, the save file actually transferred into the next game. I was just like, holy shit, this is cool. Yeah, so like you beat the first game. All your save data from that game is on a memory card. You load the second game, you load up that save data, you have your character still, and everything from the first game. It's a continuation. That was the coolest thing about that Dot Hack game to me. I was just like, holy shit. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's a really hard to find game nowadays too. It's gone up in price over the years too.
Dude, when it comes to classic gaming, my favorite RPG other than Final Fantasy VII, Legends of Dragoon. The most underrated
hidden gem. You talk about the
PlayStation
PS1?
1.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Highly underrated.
God damn, that game was so much fun. I spent hours.
Oh, you had the combat system, with the combos, where you had where you actually did the actual correct inputs or either miss and get damaged.
Mm-hmm. And man, I wish I'm kicking myself right now because I had a PS1, the white PS1, and this girl that I was hanging out with, I let her borrow that and the game, and just never hung out with her again for a while, and so I never saw it again. Gone.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Because man, that PS1 that was a badass system. I liked it. It was fun. It was small.
PS1. Portable. Oh yeah, I had a car charger to it, man.
Hell yeah.
Like you can plug it in like with the lighter port in the car, the cigarette lighter.
And the whole you could add the video screen to it. Yeah, Zeke's on the chat talking about Saga for the win, Saga Frontier.
Oh, Saga Frontier?
Yeah.
Man,
I gotta say that game was fun. It's fun. I mean, Saga Frontier, it is a hard game, but for me, I think Romancing Saga for the PS2, I believe it was. That was my favorite game of the Saga series, Romancing Saga. I think it was, Romancing Saga 2. I can't remember now. It's been so long. But yeah, man, we could talk about gaming all night.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be any of the new stuff, though, because like I said, I'm way out of touch. The only stuff I know of is what I see on YouTube.
Right.
You play Among Us?
Man, I have not yet. I see a lot of that
most of the big gamers I've watched, like the Game Grumps, they've played it a couple times. The biggest one is Ross Donovan. He was actually part of Game Grumps. He's got his own channel. He's doing it as well, but he actually is doing a lot of VR stuff, man. It's pretty cool to watch his things. And they ended up someone created for them a VR Among Us. And that was kind of cool to watch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, the VR. I love watching all of the Rubber Ninja, Rubber Ross, whatever you want to call him. I love watching all of his videos when it comes to VR because man, he's like he's showcasing what VR can do. Basically, he actually had a video where there's a school that's actually trying to get accredited, a VR school.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that will be the future. I'll tell you that. Like,
Yeah.
I know
I mean,
these consoles and physically, I think that's going to be the future. Literally,
that's one step away from the Ready Player One books.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, JT. So let's wrap this up. I'm gonna give you 15. I'm gonna ask you 15 things. Just give me your quickest answer. All right.
Let's do it.
Number 1, Pepsi or Coke.
Coke.
Number 2, Ford or Chevys.
Ford.
Number 3, cars or trucks.
Cars.
Number 4. Did I say number 4? Number 3? No. Number 4. Favorite Dorito flavor.
Oh, let's go with the Cool Ranch.
God, yes, man. Everyone I've said Cool Ranch. That's what it is. All right. Number 5, hot dog topping.
Man, that'd have to be either chili. Yeah, with no beans though.
So hot dog chili, basically chili sauce.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Number 6, steak or chicken.
You gotta go with the chicken, man. The Yardbird or the Boneyard Tent.
All right. Number 7, how do you like your potatoes? Fried, mashed, or baked?
Let's do mashed.
Mashed. All right. Number 8, Cheetos, puffs or crunchies?
Puffs.
All right. Number 9, McDonald's or Burger King?
You gotta go with the classic Mickey D's.
All right. Number 10, going to a movie or going to a play?
Let's do the movie.
All right.
I'm gonna fall asleep either way.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point where everything I watch, I tend to want to pass out. Number 11, favorite dinosaur?
Man, Triceratops.
Triceratops, word. Number 12, crunchy or soft tacos?
Crunchy.
Cool. Number 13, cakes or pies?
Let's do the pies.
Number 14, beer or liquor?
All beer, most definitely. Gotta be the beer.
All right. And number 15, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Follow your gut. Listen to your instinct. Don't be afraid to take risks early on. That's about it. Yeah, taking the risks. Don't doubt yourself so much.
Yeah, yeah, that's good advice. And just a question for me: have you seen the new Bill and Ted movie?
I have not, man.
Dude, you need to watch that, man. I actually ended up buying it on YouTube just so I could have it forever.
Man, good, how was it?
So good.
Oh,
it's good. I mean, in my opinion,
that's what I'm watching. I know what I'm watching tonight, then.
Yeah, because in my opinion, I love the Bill and Ted movies. I grew up on them. Yeah. They're a little bit of an inspiration for me when it comes to being a rocker, because I love that shit. I grew up with that shit. So the third movie came out, I was like, I have to watch this. I have to watch it. So yeah, I my advice to you: go watch it. It's a good movie.
Will do.
All right, JT. Well, it was good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
It looks like I have a good, strong Wi-Fi signal, so this will be up for tomorrow for rewatch. And
nice.
Yeah, we're not going to have any cutouts or issues. And unfortunately, my last interview, it was kind of bad. I'm getting in touch with him so we can redo the interview. But yeah, definitely a good stream tonight. Got a strong Wi-Fi signal, and yeah, I think we've had about top maybe 5 viewers at once. We got 2 thumbs up, nice. 4 likes. So yeah, anything you want to plug?
No, not right now. So we'll save it for the new year.
Okay. Maybe coming out with a
YouTube thanks channel. For having me, man. Oh yeah. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. And also remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Give it a like. Watch my videos. Make the algorithm work for me.
All righty, brother. I will do. You take it easy.
Later, JT.
All right, bro.
All right. Well, it was a good night. We had a good signal. We had no issues with the Wi-Fi. Just want to give you all a give you all a thank you for watching the stream. We had a talk with JT about skateboarding. Talked about he's a really damn good guitar player, man. Talked a lot about the show. Good night, everyone.